All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, very excited to be talking to an individual who's going to be competing on April 18th as part of the PFL 2025 World Tournament and a very intriguing lightweight matchup set to go down as JJ Wilson takes on Mads Burnell. And great getting to have Mads on Bowks Talking Bouts today. How's your day going so far there, Mads?
Yeah, I'm chilling, waiting to go to practice.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And it's kind of interesting because you did an interview with another Dylan in the MMA space, Dylan Rush, before your Clay Collard fight there, and you kind of referred to the Bellator and PFL merger as almost like a SmackDown versus Raw kind of dynamic. But nowadays, with
Oh,
like, Bellator kind of being dissolved and PFL being the singular entity, like, does it feel any different? I mean, the point system is now out. It's like a single elimination tournament. Like, do things feel a great deal different now with the merger for you?
no, not really. It doesn't feel that different. Like, yeah, everything's cool. Yeah, yeah, it's the same. It runs smooth.
And that's even the same sentiment for the, I guess, single elimination style bracketed tournament they're doing as opposed to the prior, like, points driven kind of structure, I guess.
Yeah, I like the point structure. 'Cause, yeah, I don't know. I think you would have more fights if you went to the final. But for me, it's all about just being active. But this is cool as well, as it's new and I'm excited. So yeah.
Yeah, and to the point of staying active, it seemed like you were doing that since your last PFL fight with certain grappling competitions and stuff like that. How was, I guess, that kind of competitive period and stuff like that for you?
I mean, I like when I don't have any fights lined up. I kind of get like I kind of go a little crazy. So then I just do some jiu-jitsu tournaments, but just to stay active, it's not the same. And of course, like I'm pretty much just playing around when I do that shit. But it's still competition a little bit. So it's cool. Yeah, I, I like it.
And I feel like I probably know the answer to this, but I feel like I'd pose it all the same. Like, does, I guess, the way it's broken down now, does it give you like a peripheral awareness of any of the other lightweights in the field now? Like, I guess I say that because I spoke to Jeremy Kennedy kind of recently, and he seemed curious about the other end of his featherweight bracket and certain guys he'd maybe like to face at the end of it. I am gauging that's probably not the case for you, perhaps.
See, it doesn't matter who I like to face or who I wouldn't like to face. All of that shit don't means shit. Like all I gotta do is go in there and fight the dude, smack the dude up who's in front of me. That's it. So I couldn't care less. Like I can't keep my eyes on other people. I just gotta focus on myself.
Yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
got to just kind of focus on what's within your immediate purview, and then you'll face whoever thereafter, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just you. I mean, you've been in there with some of the best PFL fighters, so I mean, it kind of does make sense. Like, I mean, I did reference the Clay Collard fight earlier, which you emerged victorious from. So yeah, I would think that gamesmanship would kind of extend to whoever, whether it's like a Brent Primus or Alexander Shaubli, etc.
Yeah, yeah. Look, whoever it is, I see this kind of like an Olympic bracket right now. Like, when you go to the Olympics, you don't choose. Oh, I hope I can wrestle this guy. Like, no, you fucking just show up if you want the gold. Whoever is in front, that's who you fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. And speaking, to that point, like, what are your thoughts on your upcoming opponent, JJ Wilson? Like, what are your thoughts on, I guess, just his resume and general skill set as a fighter?
I mean, he's here for a reason. He's a good fighter. But yeah, I'm gonna go in there and do me. It's yeah, pretty simple. I don't think too much. Just focus on what I can do and what I need to do, and that's it. And then he can bring what he wants. Like he can bring whatever he wants to the table. I'm just gonna do me.
It's just interesting that it's happening under the PFL banner because, I mean, I think people that have covered Bellator for a while, like, there's something that is very like Bellator centric about this fight, just considering JJ's resume and everything like that. So cool, this fight is finally coming to fruition in that sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like, how many Bellator fighters is there in this? There's me, JJ, Gotzi, Shapley, Primus. Alfie Davis. Who else is there?
Mark Diakase.
Yeah, but he is Bellator, but I don't really consider him Bellator because he was
Well,
signed
no,
to
just yeah,
PFL and then fought for Bellator. You know what I mean?
yeah. I was more just referencing people in the field. I
Yeah,
didn't know if that's what you
yeah.
were getting at with
No,
that,
yeah.
but yeah.
So like six guys, six Bellator guys. That's good.
Does that kind of like articulate a certain something to you, like just in terms of like the quality of the Bellator roster and whatnot, or do you not really like look at things in that kind of context?
I haven't really thought about that, no. But yeah, of course, that speaks to the level that Bellator had and brings.
And you were talking about getting in some training a bit later. Like whereabouts are you kind of, sharpening the tools? Because I feel like you've gotten in some work at Xtreme Couture from what I've
Yeah,
seen
it's like
in the past. But
it's that extreme. I'm going to extreme sparring day.
and who would catch you getting in that regular work with, like in terms of your sparring ahead of a fight like this?
It's all different, but like I've been working actually with Jeremy quite a bit, and Julian Erosa and Andy Varela, a good grappler. Like yeah, I can't like Mateus Camilo. There's so many guys on there I can't fucking remember, but yeah, a lot of guys. There's a lot of different looks, a lot of different styles, so it's good.
Yeah, not necessarily like the exact same timelines, but those individuals you referenced, Kennedy and Erosa. I mean, fights coming up soon enough, at the very least, fights this month. I mean, it always seems like there's something in the training room when guys have assignments around like at least a similar time period.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good. We can help each other. We did to make each other the best version of ourselves. So
And I'm curious, like speaking to the best version of yourself, like, do you feel like that's the case now that you're kind of plying your trade at lightweight? Like, I would think you'd feel, I guess, more rejuvenated, etc.
yeah, like it's way better than fucking featherweight because I was damn near dying making that weight, literally. But I think it's corny when fighters be like, this is the best shape I ever been in. This is the best version. La 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 la. Shut the fuck up. Oh man, I'm better than him. I'm better than him everywhere. Yeah. Man, shut up, man. Just go in there and fucking do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of that in this sport, whether it's like
Mm.
media people talking to fighters or fighters even talking. There's just a lot of like very consistent kind of tropes and stuff like that. Like I referenced that Dylan Rush interview I saw you doing, and you kind of put it well, like at the media days where it's like, all right, anyone that's asking me like how I'm feeling, like how my camp was, like any of the stock questions, like we can just
Yeah,
move on from that. So yeah, there is a lot
yeah,
of that like stock kind of like trope driven kind of dialogue sometimes that
yeah,
pops up.
yeah. It's like people think fighters we're some special type of people. No, man, we drink, eat shit, piss. Like we do everything that everybody else do. We have the same feelings. Like we're nothing special. We don't go around. At least I don't do. And I think if fighters go around and think like, oh, they special and they this and that, they need to shut the fuck up and sit down because we're not special. This is just our profession. Like somebody is a nurse or somebody is a doctor or police officer. We just chose this field. You know what I mean? So I don't think a police officer or a nurse walks around. Oh man, today this is gonna be so special because I do this for my family. This man, shut the fuck up. Just go to do your work and be a good person. Be a nice guy or girl and go on with your day.
Have you always been
Yeah.
like this grounded and level-headed? Is it something that was kind of imparted to you by some of the surrounding noise in the space that we kind of outlined? Like, have you kind of just always been this grounded and everything?
I don't know if I've ever been this grounded. Probably not when I was younger. Probably people would say that I was not. But like, yeah, I just feel like I'm kind of like if I see everybody go to the right, I want to go left kind of type. You know what I mean? It's like I see everybody trying to be like Conor McGregor talking all this shit and be all inspirational and shit like that. And I really don't like that. I think life is better if you just like a solid dude. Like, why do I gotta shit on you to make money? When I see my opponent as my business partner, you know, without JJ Wilson, I'm not making money, and without me, he's not making money right now. You know what I mean? So we go in there, handle our business, shake hand afterwards, and it is what it is. On to the next.
Yeah, I mean, you've never struck me as a guy that's had any
Yeah,
animosity with your opponents. Like it's just like you said, a profession.
yeah. It's just a profession. It's all good.
But you did mention Conor McGregor, and you guys are kind of linked in a certain regard, just being part of that Cage Warriors featherweight title lineage and everything like that. It seems like he's talking about maybe not getting back out there again. Like he kind of loosely hinted at that in a BKFC press conference recently. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think he ultimately ever fights again?
I think if he's smart, he just calls it a day. Like, what do he has to prove? He won two belts in two weight classes. He can wipe his ass with money. Like, he still got his wits, it seems, about him. Why do you want to go back in there and get punched in your face? Like, you got kids too. Just go on with your life and enjoy your life and your kids and your family.
Yeah, fair enough. I was really appreciating and doing my prep work though, just how rich that Cage Warriors featherweight title lineage really is and everything. I can like shout out to you for having one of the longer reigns from what I was seeing, but another person who had held that belt and similar situation and as far as like moved up from featherweight to lightweight. Like what are your thoughts on that Paddy Pimblett fight coming up with Michael Chandler?
I've never been too like he's probably a nice guy, but I've never seen the hype about Patty. I think he's what do you call it, manufactured. Like he's gotten the right matchups at the right time and stuff like that. And I think Chandler sparks him, knocks him out.
Yeah, like do you see it being an early finish or maybe like later on as it goes or
That I don't know, but I just think Chandler turns his lights out.
yeah, and then someone else that kind of fits within that as well. And I'd be curious to get your thoughts because he did have a big fight under the PFL banner. Obviously, another one coming up, but I was referencing Paul Hughes, who has also held that title. It seemed like a lot of people thought he maybe should have even gotten the nod in that Usman Nurmagomedov fight. Like, what are your thoughts on that particular bout that those two had?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Is that a guy you rate though, Paul Hughes? Like, is like did like it seemed because it seemed like he had that cachet kind of like level up more so after that
Of course,
performance.
if you go in and do that against Usman or AJ McKee, of course, you're good as fuck.
Yeah, I guess I thought to ask that too, in part because in a lot of like older interviews where you were in Bellator, it seemed like AJ McKee was always that kind of guy that you had your focuses on in a sense, like maybe just as like a thing that represented like facing a high level competitor. So I didn't know if
I've
like a yeah.
never, I have never had my focus on AJ McKee. Let me tell you that. I focus on myself, but yeah, I don't know the fuck. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to say, but yeah, I've never really focused on him. Yeah, I mean, respect to him. He's a good ass fighter. Nothing there, but I never focused on him.
Yeah, I guess it maybe kind of came across to me as like someone you'd want to fight as like a representation of like leveling yourself up even, but it seems like you're doing that with your own gym from what I was noticing. Like I saw a post about Burnell MMA and just like how proud you were of the project and everything. I'd be curious to have you kind of spotlight that because that sounds huge.
Yeah, it's mostly like I have that gym back home, so when I'm home, I can train with whoever I want to train with, and I can teach. And when I'm done with fighting one day, then I have something I can do, and I want to give something back to the Danish martial arts community, as in all other sports and what do you call it, professions. There's a lot of politics, and I'm trying to get rid of those politics with opening this gym. And yeah, I'm happy. The guys back home are happy, and it's going great. We've been open, I think, 3 weeks, and it's popping with members and shit like that. So it's good.
Yeah, well, that's cool to hear because I feel like you've really spotlighted Danish MMA, like just literally doing your own thing. So it's cool that you're kind of contributing to that grassroots growth of the sport there that much more with the gym.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Is that like something that you'd want to, I guess, like even continue pursuing after your fighting career? Like, are you someone that would maybe go in the direction of like coaching and really like refining that next generation of fighters? Like obviously many more
Let me tell
chapters
you
in your
this.
story.
Never, in capital letters, never would I want to coach. Never. Like, I never want to go out with a fighter and coach. Fuck no. I'm gonna be there, and of course, I'm gonna do some like where I do some practices and shit like that, run some practices. But I never want to be a coach. Never.
I'm curious because I have kind of gotten that sentiment from some fighters where it's like almost too much of an anxiety thing because they don't have the direct control of being in the cage. Like, is that where you're coming from with that sentiment, or why do you not want to be in a coaching capacity someday?
Because I feel like this: if you want something done, well, you got to do it yourself. And that's why like, I can't coach nobody. Like, man, this is trash. I could have done that better myself. And that's why I don't want to coach.
I mean, it makes sense because I mean, I feel like the mentality of an MMA fighter being attuned in that kind of way would probably benefit you, like just being that focused on like your own performance and stuff like that. So that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's why I initially don't want to coach.
Yeah, for sure. Just an interesting time to be talking to you, man. Like it feels like PFL has like changed a couple of things, and I would probably say for the better and everything. And just yeah, no, great getting to talk to you ahead of this fight, man. I do appreciate you making the time, but I do want to be mindful of your time as well, Mads. So figured I'd give you
Oh,
the
thank
floor.
you.
Yeah, yeah, but just figured I'd give you the floor if you had like a final parting thought you may have wanted to add as we're wrapping up.
Shit, man, I don't know. Like, thanks for having me, and that's about it. Yeah, I don't have anything else pretty much to say.
No, for sure, man. Keeping it short and sweet, but going to be a great fight. It's always fun watching you. I've covered your career for a while now under the Bellator banner and been doing some great things in PFL so far. And yeah, stoked for this JJ Wilson fight, man. So thanks so much for coming on Bowks
Thanks
Talking
for having
Bouts
me.
ahead of the fight on April 18th. I'll be peeping it when it goes down, but until then, you have a good rest of your day. And again, thanks for the time.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.